In the dead of night, something waits in the Villisca Axe murder house, and it knows you're listening. June 9th, 1912, Villisca, Iowa. A small town, cradled by cornfields, where secrets fester like rot. The Moore family, Josiah, Sarah, and their 4 children, returned home from a church service, their laughter mingling with the summer breeze. With them were 2 young guests, Lena and Ina Stillinger, innocent girls who'd never see the dawn. 8 souls, tucked into their beds, unaware of the shadow creeping through their home, clutching an axe stolen from their own coal shed. By morning, they were gone, their skulls shattered, their faces shrouded in bedclothes, mirrors draped to hide the truth. No one was ever convicted. The house, preserved as it was that night, stands on Lot 310, a silent witness to a horror that refuses to rest. A family's laughter turns to silence, and a house begins to whisper secrets it can never unlearn. I'm Johnny Hauser, a paranormal investigator who spent countless nights in that house, chasing answers. I've heard the stories, disembodied giggles, footsteps in empty rooms, a fog that rolls through at midnight, marking the hour of the murders. But it's not just folklore. In 2014, a visitor named Robert Larson stabbed himself in the chest during an overnight stay, alone in an upstairs bedroom. The police called it no accident, but he swore something made him do it. Something unseen. I felt it too. A weight heavy as death, pressing down the moment you cross the threshold. The air grows thick, like the house is breathing with you, watching you. The first time I stepped into the Villisca Axe murder house, the attic door caught my eye, small, hidden in a closet, barely wide enough for a man to slip through. That's where they say the killer hid, waiting for the family to sleep. I climbed up, my flashlight cutting through the dark, and found scratches on the floorboards, deep and jagged, like someone or something had clawed at them. I set up my spirit box, a device that scans radio frequencies for voices from beyond. "Who's here?" I asked. The static hissed, then spat out a single word, "Ina." My blood froze. Ina Stillinger, one of the murdered girls, just 10 years old. I asked again, "Ina, are you here?" The response came sharp and clear, "Leave." I didn't move. Not yet. A child's name crackles through the static, but the house demands silence and obedience. The blue room, where Lena and Ina were found, feels wrong. The air is colder there, even in summer, and my EMF detector spikes without reason. Visitors report scratches on their skin, appearing from nowhere, like the house is marking them. In 2020, a group of journalists from the Daily Iowan spent the night. One, Madison Lotenstein, heard whispers like parseltongue, slithering through the dark. No one else was awake. She described a chill that wasn't just cold. It was personal, like something brushing against her soul. I've heard those whispers too, in the dead of night, words I couldn't quite catch, but they carried a weight of sorrow and rage. Then there's the mirror in the parlor. It's not just any mirror. It's the one the killer draped with clothes, as if to hide from their own reflection. Visitors say it traps shadows, shapes that move when you're not looking. In 2016, a photographer named Brian Halgrave captured something in the attic. A chair, its front leg lifted off the floor, defying gravity. I've seen that photo, pinned to a corkboard in the barn out back. It's not just a chair. It's a warning. I stood before that mirror once, my breath fogging the glass, and swore I saw a face, not mine, flicker behind me. I turned, but no one was there. The house was playing tricks or telling truths. A mirror hides more than reflections, and a chair moves without a hand to guide it. The town of Villisca doesn't talk much about the house. Locals mow their lawns, tend their gardens, and avoid Lot 310. But the stories persist. In 2024, A Reddit user, nervous_crab_1262, posted about their time in Villisca, describing a sickness that hit them in the kitchen, a nausea so intense they fled. Another user, part of a paranormal crew, called the House Dark, refusing to return. I get it. I felt that sickness too, a twisting in my gut, like the house is digesting your courage. Once, during an investigation, my flashlight died in the children's bedroom. The darkness felt alive, pressing against me, whispering, "Get out," in a voice that wasn't human. The twist came on my third night in the house, in July 2025. A news article reported a group of investigators capturing an EVP. A voice saying, "Henry murder." Henry Moore, no relation to Josiah, was a suspect, a drifter linked to other axe murders across the Midwest. He was never convicted, but the house seems to think otherwise. I played back my own recordings from that night, my heart pounding. Amid the static, a child's voice whimpered, "He's still here." I froze. The house wasn't just haunted by its victims. Something else lingers, something that doesn't just watch, it acts. A killer's name echoes through time, but the house guards a darker secret still. The children's bedroom is the worst, for small beds, dressed in period linens, where Herman, Mary Catherine, Arthur, and Paul were found. Paranormal teams report toys moving on their own, dolls shifting, a ball rolling across the floor. In 2023, a tour guide told road trippers about a toy car that flipped upside down when no one was near. I've seen it myself, a teddy bear, propped on a bed, suddenly face down when I turned back. My spirit box once caught a child's voice saying, "Don't leave us." I wanted to run, but my feet felt glued to the floor, the air thick with grief. The house doesn't just hold spirits, it traps them, and it wants you to feel their pain. The deeper I dug, the worse it got. In 2018, Jeff Scott Cole, a seasoned investigator, recorded audio in the Blue Room. He caught a man's voice, low and menacing, saying, "No children." Some believe it's the killer, still hating the young voices that haunt the house. I played that clip back, alone in the parlor, and felt a chill crawl up my spine. The mirror across the room fogged, as if someone or something breathed on it. I asked, "Who are you?" The spirit box screamed, "Murderer." I stumbled back, my heart racing. The house wasn't just remembering, it was accusing. A voice from beyond names its crime, and the house refuses to forgive. The final twist came on my last night, August 3rd, 2024, when I joined a group led by YouTube's Project Fear. We set up cameras, EMF detectors, and a spirit box in the attic. The air was heavy, the kind of heavy that makes your skin crawl. At 1 a.m., the exact hour some say the murders began, our camera caught a shadow, tall, human-shaped, holding what looked like an axe. The spirit box erupted. "He's here, run." We didn't. We couldn't. The attic door slammed shut, though no one touched it. My colleague, Sarah, screamed as her flashlight flickered out. Then silence. When we played back the footage, the shadow was gone, but the audio held a whisper, "I never left." That night, I realized the truth. The Villisca Axe murder house isn't just haunted by its victims. The killer's spirit, whether Henry Moore or someone else, is trapped here too, bound to the house by its own guilt. The fog that rolls through at midnight, the scratches, the voices, they're not just echoes of trauma. They're a battle. The children's spirits, innocent and lost, fight to be heard, while the killer's presence pushes back, desperate to stay hidden. Every creak, every whisper is their war, and we're caught in the middle. A shadow wields an axe in the dark, and the house becomes a battlefield for souls. The theme of this horror is the cost of unresolved trauma. The Moore family and the Stillinger girls didn't just die, they were stolen. their lives erased in a night of unimaginable violence. The house holds their pain, their fear, their unanswered cries for justice. But it also holds something darker, a presence that thrives on that pain, feeding off the terror of every visitor who dares to stay. Each EVP, each shadow, is a reminder. Some wounds never heal, and some evils never leave. The house doesn't just remember the murders. It relives them night after night, and it wants you to feel every moment. I've spent years in that house, chasing answers, but I've learned one thing. The Villisca Axe murder house doesn't give up its secrets easily. It watches you, tests you, and sometimes it touches you. Last month, a visitor posted on X about a malicious presence in the house, describing chills and objects moving. I know that feeling. I felt it in my bones, in the way the air shifts when you're alone. The house isn't just haunted. It's alive, and it's waiting for you to make a mistake. The house isn't just a place. It's a predator, and you're its prey. The final revelation came when I stood in the parlor, staring at that cursed mirror. It was 2 a.m., the house silent except for my own breathing. I asked one last question into the spirit box. Why are you still here? The answer came not from the device, but from the air itself. A whisper, cold and clear, right behind me. Because you are. I spun around, my flashlight shaking, but no one was there. The mirror fogged again, and for a split second I saw them. All 8 victims, their faces bloodied, staring back. Then a 9th figure, taller, darker, holding an axe. The house wasn't just trapping the victims. It was trapping me, feeding on my fear, my curiosity, my refusal to leave. The killer's spirit doesn't just haunt the house. It hunts within it, and every visitor is a new target. The house doesn't just hold spirits. It hunts them, and you're next. I left Villisca at dawn, my hands trembling as I locked the door. But the house followed me. Its whispers in my dreams, its shadows in my thoughts. The Villisca Axe murder house isn't just a place. It's a prison for the dead and a trap for the living. If you've felt its darkness, heard its voices, or seen its shadows, share your story in the comments. Because the house is listening, and it's waiting for you. The house knows your name, and it will never let you go.